Hello everyone, you are all welcome to lecture number 783, and today's topic is in continuation of unclassified antibiotics. And this unclassified antibiotic is novobiocin, and it is also commonly known as aminocoumarine antibiotics, because this is a very special type of antibiotics where aminocoumarine nucleus is there, and that nucleus is benzopyrene nucleus. That structure is given, and this antibiotic is gram positive, and it is isolated in the year 1955 from Streptomyces species, and it is effective for chronic eye infections, and it is not given for some minor infections, and mainly it is given in case where there is resistance of antibiotics, especially the penicillin antibiotic, because its action is very much similar to penicillin. But in 21st century, this is a very serious issue, and that serious issue is the resistance, antibiotic resistance. And let me make it very clear. This war, I call it war of bacteria versus human being or other animal, is not new. It's not 100 or 200 year old. It is billions of year old. For billions of years, this war is going on between bacteria and human being, and these bacteria in 1884, Hein Gram was a scientist. In his name, the word gram is used. It was in 1884. He could identify on the basis of chemical reaction which gave the color stain with dye, one that was purple color, and that he gave the name gram positive, and the one which did not give purple color, it gave violet color, that he gave the name gram negative bacteria. And actually it is not on the basis of color that we should know that it is very simple. No, there is deep protein chemistry is involved in these two. For example, gram positive, its protein wall is thick and it is more stable and big, and it is not sharing the DNA of other living organisms. It is gut bacteria, and it is good for our digestive system because it helps in digestion. Where this gram-negative bacteria, its protein wall layer is very thin, and it can share the DNA with other living cells, and that's why it is very dangerous, gram-negative. And it can make you sick, like B. coli, E. coli, and also they can produce the toxins. So that's why we get food toxicity and so many other tetanus toxicity. So these are all toxins or toxicity produced, or even bacteria itself dangerous is gram-negative, because they can share the DNA. And these bacteria is a very, long history. Why these bacteria, they are resistant to antibiotic? What is antibiotic? What we got first, Fleming, he isolated, that was given the name penicillin. And now there are a lot of bacteria that are resistant to penicillin. The reason is that it is, we can say, excess use. And in that circumstances, when we are using in excess, those which are sensitive to these antibiotics is simply fungus. It is grown or semi-synthetic one. So once they are sensitive, they are destroyed or killed. But those which are not sensitive, they are resistant. And this problem started from World War II. What happened? During World War, of course, that was the time where the penicillin was in action. It was in 1930s and 40s. A lot of penicillin was in demand. So at that time, after World War II, in 40s, 50s, there was serious shortage of meat, chicken, and all this. And they tried how to drastically increase the weight of chicken. So by 60s, 70s, they found that if some multivitamins and some antibiotics like streptomycin, if it is given to chickens, they can increase their weight up to 2 times and 3 times. And they started giving. So what antibiotics these chickens are carrying, we are eating, and in traces we are getting. And also the people who were working in those poultry farms, in the air, they got those antibiotics and they became resistant. So slowly what happened globally, the antibiotic resistance became more common. And in 21st century, if we are treating leukemia or some bacterial serious infection, and if it is resistant, we have no option what to do. For example, this Novobion and its other species, because once there is resistance, then we have to go for other species. And to my understanding and knowledge, within 50 years time, we have not gone for some new research to produce new antibiotics by multiplying the fungal growth. So these are all challenges we are facing for antibiotics, and definitely the chemists, microbiologists, virologists, we have to come together and to face this challenge. Today's big challenge, even WHO is mentioning, is most of the antibiotics, they are failing because the new strain of bacteria, they are becoming resistant. And for that, we human beings are responsible because of overdose, because of misuse. And misuse means we are using here and there in other birds, animals, to increase their weight, and in this way, as a contaminant, we are consuming. So these are our factors. And here, let me explain this amino coumarin antibiotic. So this is actually coumarin nucleus. These two, one is benzene nucleus, other one is pyrene nucleus. And these two nucleus together is called benzopyrene nucleus, and it is together is called coumarin. And amino coumarin means there is amino group attached to this coumarin, this amino group, and here one sugar linkage is there, and with O bonding, so it's a glycoside. So it is a type of glycosidic form, and that is your coumarin antibiotic. And mostly it is found when it is given in the form of tablet of 250 milligram, either in the form of sodium salt or calcium salt. So here the formula is in the form of salt is C31 S35 N2O11 Na, that is salt. And once it is without salt, then this formula is C31 S36 N2O11. Number 1, it was isolated from Streptomyces spiroides in the year 1955. So this novobiocin or amino coumarin antibiotic was isolated in 1955 from Streptomyces species, and is largely effective against gram-positive bacteria and certain strains of Proteus vulgaris. Its action spectrum compares very much with penicillins. It is very much, similar to penicillin action. It is employed in the form of sodium and calcium salts by oral administration in 250 mg packet. In 250 mg package. Number 2, novobiocin chemically distinguished from other antibiotics in having an aminocoumarine nucleus, and this is your aminocoumarine nucleus, and this aminocoumarine nucleus is distinguished it from other antibiotics, and it contains a benzopyrene. This is a benzene ring, this is a pyrene ring, so it is a benzopyrene nucleus, and that is called amino group is there, is called aminocoumarine antibiotics. Nucleus with a glycoside. Glycoside means where it is O glycoside because is oxygen linkage is there with this sugar, so it is a O glycoside aminocoumarine sugar linkage on benzene ring. So sugar linkage is with benzene ring. This is your benzene ring. Benzene ring and amide linkage methyl butyl hydroxy benzoic acid. Actually, novobiocin is very effective, and it will not allow the synthesis of DNA, and actually it is disturbing or damaging the enzymes which are responsible of activating the DNA. So that's why it can inhibit DNA synthesis of bacteria, and also the enzyme which is responsible of activating the synthesis will also be damaged and destroyed. And this novobiocin is mainly used to treat either serious eye infection or skin immune problem. Means if the skin is having problem and is having rashes or itching, and it is not eczema type and is not possible to get recovered, only in that condition it is 250 milligram capsule is administered. So this is mainly used for such purpose. So number 3, novobiocin or aminocoumarine antibiotic. It inhibits bacterial DNA synthesis by targeting a bacterial related enzyme, and that enzyme is topoisomerase. Actually, what it is doing, it is killing the bacteria because it will not allow the synthesis of DNA in the bacteria so that it can multiply, and that is it is because all the reactions and multiplication in our body is taking place in presence of another complex protein molecule that is called enzymes, and enzymes are playing very important role for multiplication. So it is attacking first novobiocin to stop the synthesis of DNA in the bacterial molecule, and also it will not allow the enzymes to act, and that enzyme is topoisomerase, and this antibiotic is used to treat gram-positive bacteria. Number 4, it is used to treat more serious eye infections with new novobiocin antibiotic drug derived from cultures of Streptomyces pheroides. So actually new cultures they have developed. That's why every time, whenever there is resistance, because whatever we were treating all this eye infection and others with the help of other antibiotics like penicillin series, but now they are resistant. So in that case, we have to look for new cultures, new species to treat, and that is used. And biocin is marked in 250 milligram capsules and administered orally for the treatment of psoriasis. And treatment of psoriasis means it is a skin disease, especially the immune, where your skin immunity is lost and you have rashes or itching or lot of skin problem, and that problem is not recovered, you are not getting healthy. So in that case, it is treated with Novo Biocin to get recovery from such type of infection. So today your antibiotic chapter is over, and next lecture I am going to give the abstract of total antibiotic and its efficacy, all this resistance and detail. That will be your closing lecture for antibiotics, and then I will be starting, which is very important chapter, that is called vitamins. So with this I will stop. Thank you very much for watching the lecture.